Good morning and welcome to 0800 Tardis News. So, how's the week been? Oh, we've had horrific weather. Thursday we were without power. I don't know if you were up there, Martin, without power, but we had no power in Levin for not so long, but hey, let's make a big deal about it like everyone else probably would have. And also, there has been some news and rumours floating around about Paul McGann possibly coming to Series 8. Still a bit sketchy and, not much about it, but, we could sit there and find out. Plus, we've also got, was it Amanda from Pages Fight Back joining us later in the show. But first, we're going to be talking to Martin. So, what's happening on 0800 Tardis Reviews, and what can you let us spoilers know at the news team?
0800 Tardis Reviews, it's going good. I'm just working on the latest episode so far. This one is to celebrate the first 100 years of the commencement of World War I.
Oh, okay. Something a bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do remember that did make the news about in Woodville as well.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Well, tell us more.
Well, the new episode that's going to be coming out, it's not going to be a Doctor Who reviewed episode. It's going to be one reviewed around Torchwood, around the third episode of the second season, To the Last Man, because that one's based around World War One. So I thought I might review that one and might do it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be mostly talking around about maybe about Anzac Day and talking to the international viewers on what Anzac Day is all about and how New Zealand and Australians celebrate.
Yes,
well, not celebrate it, as commemorate the Day of the Soldiers.
Yes, which for any of you who don't know, Anzac Day is the 25th of April, which is 4 days away.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Another day at work at time and a half and day in lieu, as I see it.
Yes.
And how's your Easter been, since you probably got to enjoy it off?
Yeah, my Easter was good. Got to spend it with the family. Got to see my niece and nephew.
Nice. Yeah, well, I was one of these unlucky people who worked all the way through. I went the Thursday night of the storms. I went the Friday night of Good Friday. Oh, God. Glad it's over. Saturday, which was a little bit better because everywhere else was open. Sunday, well, that wasn't so bad. It was a nice quiet start, but then it just went full on. And then Monday was the cherry on top, and it finally finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling, I'm glad it's over. I don't know, working public holidays and that, it's just, I don't know what it is. It'd probably go like this worldwide. Everyone just goes mad when they can't get to the supermarket or the bottle shop or something. Should we call that a New Zealand thing? Yeah. And it's only 3 days a year that they're closed on, so, people,
Yeah.
Yeah. And what could be happening, what's in the planned pipeline of reviews possibly after, World War I review and all that as you trip down the line?
Well, I'm working into some stuff that I'm getting to review a YouTuber on YouTube called Luke Newman to review his Doctor Who fan film series. I'm just trying to get confirmation from him, so see what happens.
Might have to interview him live then, if that's, interview him as well. I don't know. Would you prefer the joys of that or me?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get confirmation from him to see if I can interview him live via Skype. So. Yeah.
Well, that's how we're doing it. Even though we're only 100 kilometres apart, we still seem to use Skype. It's probably,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, you know why I keep repeating it, so I won't bother repeating it today, unless you want to repeat it. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Martin. Okay, so we're going to sit there and show you a message of Pages Fight Back and what it's all about, and then we'll be joined by Amanda. So we'll see you after our message. hope you've gathered from what the message is there, and we're now joined by Amanda Wentzel, all the way from now. What part of the States have we got you hidden in?
I'm in Virginia.
In Virginia, well, we roughly know where that is. I assume it, same time zone as New York and Florida and all those big cities. Am I right?
Yes.
And do they do daylight saving over there for a chance?
Yes.
Oh, they do. Just like us. I mean, hey, we've just finished our daylight saving, but as we're in the direction of our winter coming up, but haven't quite gone there as we're still in our autumn. So, why don't we start with something a bit different? How's the weather over there?
The weather over here is pretty nice. It's in the 80s, steady going.
No snow, no drastic sun, heavy rains, or whatever it is?
No, not since last week. Last week it was raining almost every day.
I think we had that all weekend. And how's your Easter coming along? Since you're still celebrating Easter.
Pretty good.
Get me the Easter eggs?
Chocolate.
And now, as a better question, what was the quality of the chocolate like? One thing I've noticed over here is that if you buy the $2 Easter eggs from the warehouse, which is the equivalent to your Walmart, they taste like rubbish. But if your cereal is spend $5 by Cadbury, which is a big worldwide brand, or Whittaker's or Nestle, they actually have some flavour to them.
Yeah.
About the same over there?
Here and there, probably, yeah.
Obviously someone's not fussy on chocolate.
No, not really.
So now, more onto the gritty news. Pages fight back. Tell us how it started.
Okay, well, about 2 weeks ago, I posted a picture of a kitten on my Animal Advocates page. Now, this kitten was sick. It had a small sneeze. So I needed to get it out of the shelter. So I shared a picture of it with the followers of my Animal Advocates page, which has over 13,000 people following it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the kitten needed to be rescued, or else it was going to be euthanized the next day because of its illness. So I shared the picture, and only about 43 of my 13,000 following fan base saw that picture. Mm-hmm. And I was not able to save the kitten's life. So I grew very frustrated. I complained to Facebook. I contacted them. I even had a little chat with someone. And they all refused to admit that they are scamming Facebook pages out of their likes. And they are also making fake likes, like click farms. So if you pay for likes, you're getting fake likes.
Yes, I think I've given it myself, because as a New Zealand Facebook page, I mean, we're at 7,790 likes, yeah. Something along those lines, I'm not exactly sure. But originally I did pay to get the proportion of likes, and I think this definitely can prove it, because I do know some of the likes were legitimate, but some of them are clearly not. Like, I've got 2,200 New Zealand followers. However, the biggest country that seems to be following my page at the moment is the States. Now, mm-hmm. But I do know once we translate that into cities, the biggest city is Auckland following it, which is the biggest city in New Zealand by population. So, in that part is still, I can still believe that, and I have met through many of the fans I've met through the paid advertising, but a lot of them you don't see much of.
No, they don't interact. They're not real people. They're people Facebook have created, and they automatically like your page when you pay for the advertisements.
Yes, and the interesting
and one... Facebook doesn't want to admit this.
No, and here's the other thing that I find is interesting, is that if you go into a small... It's easy to find that on a smartphone in the page manager section, that it tells you the people who have liked the page. But mm-hmm. I've noticed recently, I've counted them. It says, you have 20 new people who like your page, but only 15 names appear.
Mm-hmm.
So, are they and then suddenly the like numbers trickle off. Like, I've stayed stagnant on my likes within five numbers for the past week because I haven't done any promos or anything. I haven't really hammered promos, but I've noticed that, you know, every single day there is about an average of 1 to 2 unlikes on the page. And you know, why are they unliking the page? And I've noticed whenever I have a high spike of numbers and likes go up, there is a high spike of unlikes. Now, the high spike of unlikes are still only, I haven't hit double digit, I think I've hit double digits a couple of times, but they're usually within single digits, while the likes going up are, you know, in some cases I've had 200 people like the page in a day when I had one particular page promo me. This is before they restricted the, you know, posts and that, and I've noticed that it just, you know, it's really up and down how it goes, and it's, you know, it's not consistent as well. Like, one thing I posted, oh gee, the weather's so bad here at work, we're on backup generator and something like that. 500 people saw that post. While another post that sits there and you think, you know, oh, what, have you checked out our last 0800 Tardis News episode? That's reaching like 100, if not less. Now, I've noticed they bumped up the numbers from when they first really went a downright drought. I went down to single digits. Now I'm back into double digits and triple digits, which are alright. But, you know, you sit there and you find out what is being shared and what's not. It's just, you know, can you really agree with their measure of measurements? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and now, on the thing is, now, as you probably you told me a bit earlier, you're a Doctor Who fan, off air. Yeah, you run Doctor Who fan page. Well, at least one Doctor Who fan page. What is it called?
The Doctor Who fan page I own is called The Religion of Doctor Who.
And now on that one, what are the accessibility of the, shall I say, the fans who, when you post something, what are the people receiving the likes? Have that dramatically dropped as well?
Yes, I have about almost 5,200 likes. I started back in November. And at first people would see my stuff.
Yes.
But now down to about 70, 80 people a post out of 5,000.
Yeah, well, I have to admit that number is not much. Like, I do know there's quite a few very small businesses in New Zealand who advertise through Facebook just to say, oh, we're going to be at such and such show this week, and the number of people who are finding out are probably dramatically dropping. You know, this is that's one business in Poira that does they make their own lemonade and ginger beer, and that they would be pretty much being hammered out of it. Another one is Captain Miniature Railway. That is a non-profit organisation I'm part of. I've noticed I'm barely seeing any of their posts now, and I know they're posting. You know, that's another one that's doing it. And how many members so far on Pages Fight Back have joined the cause?
We are almost to 5,000.
5,000? How many people do you think will be there by May 31st?
By May 31st, I'm hoping at least 15,000.
15,000? If that suddenly ended up being 50,000, you'll be sitting there celebrating with a couple of bottles of champagne?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those things, because I've noticed I've shared that post, when you share that particular post, it doesn't get out to many people.
Yeah, I believe Facebook is trying to put us in the spam section.
Yeah, and I've noticed that has gone down. Now, here's a creative way. Would you consider possibly targeting people via another medium, like emails, to get them to join the cause on Facebook against Facebook?
We've considered it. We were actually putting ads in Craigslist, and we're putting free ads in newspapers, and we're doing live blogs, of course.
Yes.
And we're pretty much doing everything we can to get the word out. I even made promo on YouTube that you guys can go check out.
Yes,
It's on my YouTube channel.
Okay, yes. And, well, I mean, I'll try and also get myself to see if we can get it on one of our local radio stations on that over here as well, because that's something that might be sprung up considering here's something, I don't know what you get over there, but I get a lot of the same stuff on there. In New Zealand is one, McDonald's is another. I've unliked McDonald's, and I'm still getting McDonald's. Gambling. Just trying to think what else shows up in my news feed. The National Party, and I don't like the National Party or support the National Party, and I'm getting stuff from them and through paid advertising that keeps showing up in my news feed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then one actually I'd love to sit there and have a look at, the Electoral Commission, our body that gets people enrolled to vote. I know they tend to do it. They used to use Facebook targeted advertising to get people enrolled and all that. And as being an employee under the 25 category, I was the one who was able to say, yep, I'm getting their ads, yes, I'm getting those ads, yes, they're working. You know, so I wonder, will they be wasting their money doing it now?
Yeah.
I mean, what sort of ads pop up? Well, what should I say? What sort of paid spam pops up in your news feed?
I get a lot from the Today Show, which I don't follow them. The Huffington Post, I get a lot from them.
Huffington Post, isn't that a newspaper in the UK?
Not in the UK, I don't believe.
Oh, okay, no, I've heard of it. They've had some good Doctor Who stuff come out of them, but yeah.
I get a lot from Fox News, and I definitely do not follow Fox News. Just a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit there and... Yeah, actually, something like... I wouldn't call Fox very... What should I say? Neutral news, either?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the reason why I don't follow them.
Yeah, at the moment, yes, I do follow our two local news medias, Channel 1 and Channel 3, but I have to be honest, there's a lot of stuff happening there that they aren't reporting on, that they should be reporting on. Like, our debt level in New Zealand. Call us a laugh. I know the Prime Minister's impersonator, Greg Goodie, who plays John Key. And we're thinking of doing this. Now, here's one that hasn't really made much news, but our government is saying we have $60 billion of debt, but basically $50 billion of that has been racked up in 5 years since they came to power. Now, one thing, you probably know about New York, they have the debt clock.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like them to have unveil a debt clock in New Zealand of the same magnitude, just to sit there and show the debt and really show the real debt level. Cool, transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I've noticed where I found a lot of this information has been Facebook, but I've also noticed that they're not so bad doing it to groups, but there's a lot of stuff that's been posted in some of these groups that just aren't getting there either. Like, we've got the John Key Let Down New Zealand page. Well, he pretty much kind of has in a lot of people's opinions. And I've noticed not everything of that gets through to me. It's only stuff that gets posted by who I'm friends with, who are also on the page, that get through to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what is your... now, I recently changed this because we found out on Pages Fight Back that if you sit there and you change yourself to a news and media organisation, you're supposed to seen by more people.
That's untrue. It's been proven that it's not very effective.
Oh, okay. Because I've done that. When I since then changed it, I have to say, on my part, I'm getting seen by more people. But it could also be coincidentally, at the same time, Facebook has kind of, oh shit, we're being very targeted here. Oh, we better at least a little bit more see them. So we don't get these pages going up in raw, even that the pages, I love this if this sit there and made it on BBC World News or CNN or some, big news outlet, or even ABC Australia or ABC USA. I'd just love it if that sat there and got onto it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, how many fans do what should I say? More of a collection. What are the page? How many pages? Like I saw a post a couple of days ago of people, stating what page they admin. How many pages are following? Basically in this fight at the moment.
We calculate about 2 to 3 pages per person. So, I mean, we could have possibly over 30,000 pages involved right now.
30,000 pages. Yeah, well, I could see that. I mean, even that there's a lot of dormant pages lying around. Like, I mean, I know that I'm on one. I'm admin to 2 pages that aren't mine. I'm just admin to those because a particular person has, in the dark ages, as you probably call it, dial-up internet. I think he's just gone on to broadband, but while he was on dial-up, Facebook wouldn't work on there, so he used to email me the images to upload to that particular Facebook page, Friends are Best. And I have to admit, that page is still in single digits. So, I mean, if you sit there and look at it, it's probably, not worth, playing around with that. But do you think, as basically from this, do you think the biggest people playing around in this Pages Fight Back seem to be Whovians?
I believe so. Yes.
Considering how many, I know there's heaps of Whovian pages on the net. And I mean, looking at them, I don't know how many I have personally liked, but that's well into the hundreds. And how many have liked my page is well into the hundreds. So there's a fair bit. And would you say it would be worthwhile if, say, the group targeted possibly... Who's a person who's become famous via Facebook? I know who's become famous by YouTube, but we don't want to touch him. But yeah, we know... Has anyone really become famous by Facebook who could do it?
Not that I could think of off the top of my head, no.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can think of Justin Bieber, but do we really want him to sit there and join the cause?
Anyone joins the cause, I'll be happy. Anyone.
Oh yeah, I know, but like I've heard a bit of things that they're someone's trying to put a petition through to the Washington
get him deported,
yeah. I think I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
I don't know.
Yeah, that part I'm surprised it hasn't happened. But we'll get off Justin Bieber. We don't really want to talk about him on this show. Now, on other things, what made you become a Doctor Who fan?
I've actually only been a Doctor Who fan for a little bit over a year now. One day I just got really bored, so I flipped through Netflix and I found it, and I just watched Rose. Rose was my very first episode, and I was hooked right then and there. I binge watched it for 4 days, and I caught up with everyone before the next episode of Matt Smith aired.
Yeah, interesting how a lot of people's first episodes are Rose. Especially a lot of the younger people.
I've seen a few episodes of the classic series, but not very many.
Okay, and who's your favourite Doctor out of Matt Smith, David Tennant, or Christopher Eccleston?
Definitely David Tennant.
Is that because he was in it for so long?
No, it's because he's really cute.
He can
and
play
I
the
love
part.
his laugh.
And he's really suited the character.
Yes, he's by far the best Doctor that they could have had, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you might change your mind once you come to the classic series, but they say, I do believe the people who ended up playing Doctor Who were born to play it.
I do believe so too.
Yeah.
I believe David Tennant wanted to be the Doctor since he was 3 years old, actually.
Well, hey, he got there. He got there. Well, now he can call. What do you call it? Number 5, his father-in-law.
Yes, and he's married. It's strange because he's also married to the woman who played his daughter in the show, so it's all mixed up.
Oh yeah, but the same one who was the doctor, who was the daughter of the previous Doctor. I know, confusing, timey-wimey.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Doctor Who should be filmed in New Zealand?
I don't see why not. Sounds like it would be a good idea. A couple episodes in New Zealand.
And have you ever been there yourself?
I have never been off the East Coast, actually. I don't get out very much.
Get yourself a driver's license and start driving. You sound like you're destined to get out of there. So you've never been across to California or anything either?
Nope.
Oh. At least you can probably say you've got out of the state. At least you're going to
Yes,
say...
I have been between New Jersey and Florida, but that's about it.
Oh, well, at least it's like, what do you call it, say you live in New Zealand, you don't drive out of Auckland.
Mm.
At least you're not saying that, that's probably the best equivalent to put to it, because we're so small. Like, one thing I have to say, if you're ever going to go overseas and you live in New Zealand, and this is one thing I found out, people who live in the South Island, people who live in the North Island, usually travel overseas before they go to the South Island. I wouldn't say it's so much the other way around, but basically, I think if you come to New Zealand, you've got to do both islands.
Mhm.
And it's a marvellous country. I mean, if you sit and you look at it, I spoke to Nicholas Briggs at the last Lords of Time convention in Auckland, and he said, I certainly would want Doctor Who filmed here. If Peter Jackson wants his Dalek episode, I'll be over here like in a blink. I know at Armageddon I asked Sylvester if he would move to New Zealand permanently since he does so much work over here. Which I don't know who, he's the 7th Doctor?
No.
Oh, okay, Sylvester McCoy is the 7th Doctor, but he's also featured in a lot in The Hobbit, which you probably have heard of The Hobbit, and it's filmed by, directed by Peter Jackson.
Mhm.
Yes, who basically, I'd have to say, one of the best film directors that New Zealand's ever produced. Oh no, wait a minute, we produced too many of them. Yeah. So, is there a local, where's your local, would you know where your local Facebook office is?
Actually, no, I really don't.
Because I think what would be a good one is if there was a protest outside the Facebook office. Like,
I think there might be one in San Francisco and then another one in New York somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. I really haven't taken the time to look that up.
oh. And how many protests are you predicted before Facebook will take action on it?
Well, my dream, or my wish, is for them to act on this one, but I highly doubt it. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 to build up enough ammunition to get their attention.
And would you sit there and say, possibly, the second, like, here's one thing I think of, when it comes to paid advertising, you're probably more successful on a weekend. So would it be possible if they sat there and thought about blacking out a complete weekend? So basically, from when it hits New Zealand time, since we're first on the international dateline, from that time on Saturday right through to, effectively Monday, because, so it covers you guys on the Sunday. If it was basically a 3-day blackout on Facebook, do you think that would seriously impact their revenue stream?
I believe so, yes. I really do. I mean, I would hope so, because that's the intention.
And should we disconnect our accounts from our smartphones when we're in protest on day one, as well as not log in there for 24 hours?
Mhm.
Their server's going to get massively hit when everyone sits there and logs in at, what do you call it, at midnight or something. They'll probably go, so that demo alerts, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be providing photos, in the color blue, of course, because you're gonna go blue. We're gonna all go blue.
Yes.
And we're gonna provide photos, and you're gonna post those photos throughout the day on your page to get the fans' attention, so the fans can get involved.
Yes. Might have to upload some myself. Which I think might have to be a craftier way to get them around, even though the pictures will be kind of similar or the same, is to email them to the fans that are going to share them.
Mm-hmm.
So then because I've noticed if you upload a post versus sharing a picture, you upload a picture, it gets more views.
Yes, I believe you're right on that. Yes.
Yeah, so I might have to be a bit crafty on that. Anything else you want to sit there and talk about or ask me while we're, talking down some big long distance?
I just want to say thanks for everyone who's joined. It's been great so far. We've gotten about 5,000 now, and I'm really proud and I'm happy for all the supporters. And I just also want to say thank you for everyone who's spreading the word and getting it out there to go blue on June 1st.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you for that, and thank you for joining us here. And hopefully you sit there and look at going blue at some point. And remember to use the hashtag #PagesFightBack. So from us here at the 0800 Tardis team, you'll either see us online, on the show, or in person. Have a great morning. Or afternoon, I think we're more so in now.